Well, good Tuesday morning. Welcome to the WLBB Community Voice on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. We are streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. And this morning, you can see my handsome young guest sitting across from me here at the News Talk 1330 table. His name is Ronnie Ridley. He is the chairman for Haralson County. He's in the middle of a re-election campaign right now. This is the second week of early voting. That's
yes,
right? Second week of early voting for this general primary. Haralson County, though, a boatload of races. And it shows in their early voting numbers about 3.16% of Haralson County's 23,500 voters have already cast ballots. Compare that to Carroll County, and right around 1% have cast early ballots. But again, there's just the one race in District 5, which is on a county level. Of course, you have the county-wide race for a state court judge and race for that 3rd District congressional seat. But, hey, we're going to talk about the campaign with Ronnie Ridley. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And do appreciate you coming out here. We had you scheduled about a couple weeks ago, and I think we lost power or something in the morning. So we just said, hey, let's hold off. So I appreciate you waiting a little bit to come back out here and
Thank you
talk
for having
about the
me.
case. Well, remind us, who is Ronnie Ridley? What's he about? I do remember the story of when you first ran for county commissioner, not the chairman. You did so following the passing of your brother.
Yes.
And
my brother run for District 3 and served one meeting and passed. And I run to fill his term. And in the process, the chairman's seat came open, and I ran for it and got elected. And I've been the chairman for the last 4 years. At the end of this term, make almost 6 years that I've served as chairman.
6 years. So what have you seen in Haralson County? Has Haralson County changed at all in that 6-year period? Is it?
We've had a lot of growth. We've done well. We had an industrial park in Buchanan that had been there for 22 years. We working with the Development Authority. We got intrametals to move in. They're making a $52 million investment in that one spot. The whole digest for the city of Buchanan is $58 million, and they're spending $52. The digest of Buchanan will almost double with this one company moving in. And we had to give tax abatements, but at the end of the abatements, the taxes they pay will fund the entire police department at Buchanan.
Is that about 10-year abatement?
About 10 years. Yeah, that's typical. They pay a portion after the 3rd, I think. And then in Tallapoosa, we've had steel plants open, Whirlwind Steel. 5 years ago, they had 12 to 20 people out there. Today, they've got 200. They're building a door plant to go with this company that'll employ another 100 people. And right up the road, we got Barco. They're investing in a recycling place. It'll be one of the only 2 in the United States that'll recycle tires. And that's going to be about 30 people. If you hadn't been up through there and looked at that, they've built some nice facilities up there, some big facilities.
Well, I think the big picture, everybody does like to think about jobs in their community so they don't have to leave their community. But Haralson County is unique because I hear just as much from people. It's like, well, I don't want all that coming out here. I mean, you get businesses, you're going to need to get living arrangements, and then, of course, you get the restaurants and all that good stuff.
Well, we've already got the people here. 78% of our people leave Haralson County to go to another county to work every day. I'm sure if they could make as much money and as good a job in Haralson County as they've got somewhere else, they wouldn't take that 3-hour drive back and forth. They'd like to be at home, and that's what we're after.
Are there a lot of farms in Haralson County?
There's still a few, not a lot, but there's still a few.
Is there an effort to do you talk to them? Do you know if there's an interest in maintaining those? Because we do see a lot, and we talk about it a lot in Carroll County, that next generation, maybe not as excited about it. Do you think it's important to have those in Haralson County?
I think we need some farms, but like you said, the next generation is not as interested in raising cows and chickens as this generation is. Mm-hmm. So I look for a lot of those to sell. And as Atlanta moves this way, the metro area, we're going to have subdivisions. Those people are going to come and make big offers for some land.
So you're not of the mind that we're not going to stop this. I mean, it's going to happen. It may not happen next year or the next 5 years, but you don't believe it's something that people who just point blank say want to stop it from happening.
We can't stop it all, but we can control it. we're going to pass. We worked for 2 years making ordinances and zoning that would control it. You know, we'd want to keep the atmosphere the way it is in Haralson County today, but we realize we're going to have some growth.
Time right now is 8:35. My guest is Ronnie Ridley. He is chairman for Haralson County. What are examples of those ordinances that slow that down, or at least put strong stipulations on if it's going to happen?
The size of the lots, the designing of the infrastructure. They're going to have to do the roads to our specs. They're going to have to do the infrastructure, the sewage, the water. You know, they're going to pay for all that. They're not going to just build houses and leave the infrastructure on the backs of the Haralson County people to pay for.
I do want to give you the opportunity in the second segment to just kind of touch on some points, things that you're maybe more proud of over the last 4 or 6 years. But over the last 2 years, the big story out of Haralson County, maybe 3 years, has been that landfill.
Yes,
that's been down, and it did seem inevitable that was going to happen. But there was a big campaign against it from residents, and it turned out that that's not going to happen. But now you guys have this property.
Yeah.
What's the latest on that as far as the discussion of what's going to happen?
This goes to show working together. We stopped it.
There should be the Saturday night movie on it, on the whole process and how that
should be. But we bought the land. We intend to make an industrial park. We've got 400 acres on the south side that's within a half a mile of the interstate. We can build industry in there. We can build plants, put people to work. The trucks come off the interstate, go less than a half a mile, go right into the industrial park, never harm the way of life in Haralson County.
And that may be your answer there with the trucks, because you just mentioned that like 20 years with the industrial park that hadn't been nothing came to it, but then you guys are going to put another industrial park there. Why do you think that one would be beneficial, or is it just as much of saving that land from being a landfill for you?
Yeah, but it's going to be beneficial. It's going to have the jobs. We got to have the industry to get the tax base for Haralson County, and this is in a place where the city joins the city of Tallapoosa. It's not in the city at this time, but the city's got water and sewage right there joining it, and we've got a engineering firm working now to determine what size buildings we can put in, where they need to be and how they need to be. What we're after is companies with 200 or 300 employees. We want this industry to be part of our community, not us part of theirs.
How are you selling Haralson County, or how do you plan on selling Haralson County to these companies to come there?
The Development Authority, we're working real well with the Development Authority. We got a board that works good, and the Atlanta, the state of Georgia Development Authority is interested in it. We're going from there.
Ronnie Ridley is our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. Time right now is 8:38. If you're watching on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page, I encourage you to post any questions or comments, and I'll look at those during the break. Ridley is being challenged this year by former Emergency Management Agency Director Brian Walker. Those are your two choices on the ballot in Haralson County for County Commission. Again, early voting continues this week. I believe it's Saturday as well at the Buchanan Courthouse. And then the following week, it's just Monday through Friday. And then the week after that, on Tuesday, May the 21st, is Election Day. We'll take our first break, come back and continue our conversation. Community Voice is brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is an innovative school of academic excellence celebrating over 61 years. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to join us on the mountain to see our mission and vision in action. Academic excellence, a faith-based environment, and dynamic opportunities are just a few of the reasons our families choose Oak Mountain Academy. Academic scholarships and tuition assistance are available. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
840, welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. My name's Colin Worthington. My guest is Ronnie Ridley. He is chairman of Haralson County. Some stats I pulled out from the 2020 census. I believe those are actually released in 2022. 32,000 residents in Haralson County. Medium household income is $66,000. 83.6% with high-speed internet, but those numbers should improve here soon, correct?
Yes, sir. We're going to have 95 plus high-speed internet all over the county, even the unincorporated part.
And it's all hooked up with Carroll, or wherever there's Carroll EMC?
It's a joint effort between Sync Global, Carroll EMC, and the commissioners work close. It's a $39 million investment, so it's going to be first class. It's going to stop mothers from being in front of fire stations at night after they've already worked trying to get a Wi-Fi connection. It's going to bring people in that works from home. It's going to be a life-changing thing.
Will that be a bigger deal for bringing business in too, or the places that you'd like to see this business set up already or taken care of?
The business is not coming if they don't have the connections. They have to have it. It's computer connected. Everything works off the internet now.
Well, I'm assuming you've done some campaigning over the last couple months.
I've done a little bit of campaigning.
What are people telling you? And I guess how consistent are people's comments and questions of you? Over the last 5-6 years. I mean, when they're reaching out saying, "Well, here's my problem, Ronnie," or "What about this?" I mean, I'm sure some of the stuff is, might be city related or state issues or even federal issues. But when they're communicating with you, what are they concerned about?
The industrial part. They want to keep Haralson County life like it is, and we're going to work to keep that. We're going to get industry because we have to have industry to lower the tax burden. But we can keep life the way it is. It's in a spot that won't affect Haralson County that bad, a half a mile right off the interstate, and they're gone. And the north side, we've got about 300 acres on the north side that connects with the railroad, and that's going to have infrastructure and all. That's what people's most concerned about. They don't like driving to Atlanta every day. They want jobs here.
The Haralson County has had commissioners. It's been commissioner-based, multi-commissioner based since like 2004, something like that.
Yes.
Is that, thinking about the size of Haralson County with 32,000 residents? Is there any discussion or consideration on going back to a sole commissioner? Would that be something you put back before voters?
You hear some rumors about it, but I don't think it's the majority of the people. We've got the board working good. They're united and working for the good of the county now, and I think most everybody's happy with the way it is.
What's the status of SPLOST and T-SPLOST? How far are they into those right now, the current agreements?
Our T-SPLOST has got 3.5 more years. Our regular SPLOST, I think, has got about 3 more years.
And what's that pace as far as the collections? Because those are numbers. I mean, I think, if I remember right, I think you guys did set a pretty high number the last time. Because obviously you want to take advantage of that as much as you can, but then also maybe it won't end early.
Yeah, it's not going to end early. We got it fixed this time. Our T-SPLOST, we kind of lost about 3 months there because it ended. It collected more than we anticipated, and we lost 3 months. But we got it back up, and it's going to go the full length this time, and it's a good thing. We paved 152 miles of blacktop. We're working today. The Stedman Road is the longest continuous road that the county has ever paved, and they're working out there today. We're going to get Monroe Mill and some of the off-roads there, and then Providence Road all this summer. So, we've paved 152 plus this.
Do all residents want their roads paved? I mean, it sounds kind of a silly question, but I mean, I've talked with residents in Carroll County. They don't want to see some of those roads paved because it might encourage traffic or something.
Yeah, it encourages traffic to some people, but 95% of the people want them paved. We'd like to get on more of the dirt roads and get those paved, but it is a help with the road department. We don't have pothole calls anymore, and we got less people doing more work at the road department now, simply because we paved some of these roads. And good leadership, we restructured the Public Works Department. We got Terry Edwards out there. He's doing a real good job, and it's working good. We bought new equipment. We sold the old equipment, and through this T-Splosh, we has helped with the equipment. We have, with the other regular Splosh, we bought new motor grader, 4 new bush hog tractors, 2 mini X's, 2 skid steers. We bought the first new service truck that Haralson County has ever had, and we've updated on the service trucks that they ride around with, following the bush hogs and all. We bought, I think, 6 of those. So we're moving up. We're putting it on a rotation program where we'll sell these trucks, buy them on state contract, and sell them 2 years later, and hopefully get back what we paid for them.
Ronnie Ridley, our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. He is chairman for Haralson County. Do you see a time, and I wasn't here, it wasn't in the community, it wasn't even in the state, when SPLOST was, the option was passed down to the local level. Do you see it? But I do feel like, and people have told me that it was kind of advertised and sold like, hey, this will just be a one-time thing. Do you ever see a time where the county would not consider using that as an option financially, T-Splost or Splost?
No, I could see it continuing with the Splosh and lowering the property taxes, but the cities and the county all depend on it now, and it's been a process where we didn't have to raise property taxes. I think Splosh is here to stay.
How about the tax collections over the last 5 years? What have those looked like? And as far as the millage rate, I know I do, and I say this a lot, but I feel like the millage rate, it's kind of the go-to thing to point out as far as tax collection, but it doesn't always signify, even when there's a lowering of the millage rate, it doesn't always mean there'll be lower taxes collected. In theory, overall, large sum, but it may not affect that homeowners in exactly the same way. But just you talk about the tax collections and the millage rate over the last 5 years.
The millage rate, we've dropped the millage rate every year I've been there. Not a lot, but and inflation's affected our budget too. It's went up a couple of $1 million since I've been there. But the digest has also went up. The valuations of the property, what was it in 22 that the property values rose so fast, and that helped with it. We dropped the millage rate, but all in all, we think the property tax, what's added on to the digest, people building new houses, new industry coming in, property taxes stayed relatively low.
Ronnie Ridley is our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. He is the Haralson County Chairman. He's being challenged this year by Brian Walker, former Haralson County Emergency Management Agency Director. And in Haralson County, those are your candidates for that race. I'd mentioned, 742 ballots have been cast in Haralson County by this morning. Thanks to Joel for giving me that website to find that information. 742 ballots out of 23,517. They're about 3.6%. What do you see that number going up to? You think you got 10% of the voters going to come out for this race?
I think maybe 12
will
come out for this race. Last Saturday, I understand, was the busiest Saturday that the elections department ever had. More people voted last Saturday than any other Saturday.
Well, we're going to take our final break here and come back and continue our conversation, give you a chance to talk about the budget and anything else that you want to highlight during that last segment. And if you have any questions or comments, I encourage you to post those to the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page so I can share them with Mr. Ridley on this morning's program. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
The AP Scholar Journey at Oak Mountain Academy is designed to provide students with a clearly defined advanced placement curriculum track to earn a series of distinctions upon graduation. This journey enables academically prepared students to pursue college-level studies throughout 17 AP courses in 5 subject categories while enrolled at OMA. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us on the mountain. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
All right, 851, welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice. My name's Colin Worthington. My guest is Ronnie Ridley. He is chairman for Haralson County. The budget, there was discussion of the budget last year, and it kind of brought, brought the relationship between the sheriff and maybe the board to light. It became a big story discussing as far as the sheriff putting out, hey, this is the money I'd like to see, and then maybe going back and forth saying, well, you're over budget. That discussion became a topic. I think it's kind of petered out a little bit, but define that relationship. I mean, define what you think is the sheriff's role as far as when he's asking for a certain amount of money, he puts things out there, because public safety is one of the top things, if not the top thing, that you think about for government's role.
Yeah, public safety takes up 52% of our entire budget, and the sheriff, we feel like we've helped work with the sheriff. We've bought 5 cars, I think a total of maybe 14 or 15 new cars since I've been in office. We've worked with the opioid to have the mental crisis people going out with U-Haven, and the sheriff is dedicated one of his deputies. We're paying the New Haven out of the opioid, and that's going to be a real good thing. So it's been some rocky roads, but I think we've got a working relationship.
Good. And it's not mandatory. I mean, for you guys to slap each other on the back. It just we look at Carroll County, and Michelle, and I mean Terry's apparently got along with every chairperson.
Yeah.
I mean they've worked well. From building up salary increases over a period of time and things. So we just look here and see that one, and you just want everything else to be as crystal.
Well, we'll go to training. They teach all of us different ways.
Yeah. Ronnie Ridley is our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. You mentioned that mental health, I forgot what it's called.
Crisis
response team. When you're working with the budget, are there any nonprofits that are in Haralson County's budget that the county pays for, or do you think that should be ever considered?
Nonprofit, but I don't know of any that's in the budget. This is the crisis response team. It's from the opioid settlement that came from the government, and it's going to be a continuous thing. And I'd like to see it move from one group to 2 and have full-time response.
The opioid settlements, there was for 2-3 years there was a lot of money coming in from the federal level for COVID and opioids. When do those run out, and are there things that you're committed to with that money that's going to affect the county? I mean, you're going to take it out of something else when that runs out.
Well, hopefully, the pandemic money is over, and we used it for what it was for. And this opioid money is going to be a continuous thing for a while, and hopefully we'll be able to fund this crisis response team out of that opioid money, and it won't cost the taxpayers of Haralson County anything.
I've asked, I think I've asked 2 other guests this question, and again, it was just a rumor. It's something I heard maybe 5 or 6 times over the last 5 or 6 years. The Buchanan Courthouse, I think there were some improvements made to it maybe in the last 5 years, kind of maintaining it. But is that a big project? Is that a capital project that you see needs to happen?
It needs to happen. They're busting out of the seams at the courthouse. We call it the new courthouse, but the new courthouse is 52 years old. It was built for the future in mind, but the future's came and gone. And I mentioned the Intrametals a while ago. There was 200 acres out there. Intrametals, with the county bought the entire industrial park for $3.25 million. We simultaneously sold 100 acres of it to Intrametals for $2.5, leaving the county with $750,000 and 82 acres. 40 of those acres face 27, right on top of a hill looking over the 4-lane. We're going to keep that with a new courthouse in mind. Hopefully we can start some kind of procedure with a new courthouse or administration building or something, because all the offices are busting out at the seams.
How about the jail? Well, there was a couple times over the last 3 or 4 years where I understand Haralson County actually had to send inmates, because the jail was full, had to send inmates to other other jails?
Well, I think that was more or less during the pandemic,
Yeah.
and the court systems wasn't working. Hopefully now that the pandemic's over and we got the judges going, they're working, and the process will move faster, more smoother, and we won't have as many people in jail. And legislation went through the House this time to add another judge to our system, to the Tallapoosa judicial system. It didn't make it, but we feel like it will in the next couple of years, and that's going to alleviate some of the jail crowdedness. As the more judges are working, more cases are being tried, they'll get through the jail system quicker.
I'm probably missing maybe some key points to this question, but I think there's some new legislation that'll allow for commissioners to be paid more on county level. Did that not happen this year? Caught bits and pieces of a discussion.
Our salaries
in
are
Carroll
set
County.
by the state.
Right, but I think there is something that allows you to review it, and maybe it's not even mandatory. Maybe it's something that's been out there forever, and it's just coming up in a discussion here in Carroll County, and that's why I saw it. So yeah, I won't throw that at you. But we got about 3 minutes, Ronnie. What do you want to make sure that we know as Haralson County voters? What's important for us to consider in this race when we're looking at these two candidates?
Well, I'm a certified county commissioner, certified by the University of Georgia Carl Winston Institute. As I said a while ago, I'm big on training. I've got 100 hours of public safety. I've got 100 hours of county operations. I've got 100 hours of revenue and finance, and 100 hours of government negotiations. And I'm qualified. I've done a good job, I feel like. We bought 3 new fire trucks. We paid for 3 fire trucks that was owed. We paid for a garbage truck and finished paying for the jail. Haralson County is debt-free today. And as I stated, we bought 15 cars for the public safety. We bought pickup trucks for the animal control. We bought the coroner truck. We bought 7 trucks for the public works, 2 skid steers, 2 mini X's, a new motor grader, 4 new bush hog tractors, and every bit of that's paid for. We are debt free.
So when you say debt free, with SPLOST, sometimes there'll be you guys for SPLOST or transportation SPLOST are waiting until the money's actually collected to spend it, right?
Yes, we don't borrow money.
Not everybody's doing that. Ron, you got a website or Facebook page or anything that people can go check, or maybe if you'd like to call you at home at 5 in the morning?
Call me anytime. My number's on my card. It's 770-598-1960, and I answer the phone or call the commissioner's office. If I'm busy, leave a message. I do return calls.
Are there any more forums coming up in Haralson County? Anything you know of over the last week or so?
Not that I know of. Okay. I think that was the only one that with the Greater Chamber did.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out, and good to see you again. And thanks for talking about your campaign and everything. And again, we apologize for delaying you, but we got you on the program. So I encourage our viewers and listeners to go back and compare those 2 programs. Our interview with Brian Walker from a couple weeks ago, that should be available on our website. So just put them beside each other and watch them for an hour straight. Again, thanks, Ronnie, for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening this morning. Community Voice, as always, brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy. Tomorrow, the Chief Magistrate for Haralson County, Jason Blackman, back-to-back Haralson County programs. He'll be on our show tomorrow morning at 8:30 here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3.